notice Chanel says but we are the animals, right? Very quickly, let's get into this conversation. First of all, I want to give out massive trigger warning. Very, 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 very massive trigger warning. As you guys could tell from the thumbnail and the title of this video, we already know why we're here and what we're going to be talking about, right? So I did blur out the images, just because it's very graphic, right? And we want to make sure that this video can stay up as well, because we know how YouTube be, right? So, but without further ado, let's get right into the conversation. So I was just going about my day today, like I go about my day every other day, and I got this email, right, from a sister named Janice, and she had these images attached to the email that she sent, and she was like, "Oh, if I really think this is something that we should talk about on the channel, right?" And the images of pictures, screen grabs from a Instagram page, and this Instagram page is called Odunife History. Now, this is a page on Instagram that shares African history, Black history, and just like, news from across Africa, and I believe the diaspora as well. I've checked out their page, and yeah, so that's what they do on their page, right? And that's where this story we're going to be looking into today is from. So I'm going to put the pictures up so everybody can see. The very first picture, you have a picture of the chocolate man figure that they made, and it's like the chocolate man figure sleeping on the stomach, right? And then the next one is, of the head of this chocolate man figure, and then followed by again the chocolate man figure on the stomach, and then they are reaching in, taking parts of it, reaching to the head and to the back. To the lower back, the bum region. And then the last one, I believe it's of the chocolate man figure decapitated, right? So the head was detached from the body, and yeah. So that's what these images look like. And this is the caption. They couldn't have used white chocolate. Who thought this was a good idea? So many layers of diabolical dysfunction. I agree 100%. Notice they went for the head and genitalia first. I noticed that as well, but I don't know if I would say from that picture that it was like direct to the genitalia, but it's definitely very weird that the first part that they choose to go to. I mean, the entire thing is weird, right? Like making a chocolate in the form of a human being. That's something that's messed up. Like, why would anybody want to eat that? Like, I cannot wrap my head around the idea of whatever this is. Like, why would anybody want to make chocolate in the form of a human being and then want to eat it? The Belgium hand chocolate comes to mind as well. Like it's very similar to what they do in Belgium with the hand chocolate, and this hand chocolate thing, started very quickly. Now, a quick pause from reading the caption, right, of these pictures on Instagram. This came to mind. The entire thing they do in Belgium where they make chocolates in the shape of a hand, and this whole thing in Belgium started when Leopold was doing what he was doing in the Congo, right, when they were cutting off hands of Congolese men, women, and children. They started making hands over there in Belgium to like celebrate these acts that they were doing in the Congo, right? So over here on the screen, you can see here Congolese man, right? I blur the image again because it's very graphic and YouTube. Right over here, you see the very first picture on top left, right? There's the white man there behind the colonizer, and the Congolese men here. One of them is holding a hand that was cut off. That's what I blurred off there in the picture, right? And over there, to directly under that picture, you see another white man holding up the arm of a Congolese man that had prior before be cut off, right? And to the left, you see the chocolate hands that they make in Belgium. These chocolate hands was in like celebration of what was going on over there in Congo, right? So they started making these to, to go with the vibe, basically. That's what this insanity that present day suppose post-colonial, post slavery white people are doing, right? That's what these people are doing. It's the same thing. It's the exact same thing that they are doing. These ones. But let's go back to the caption that I was reading. Everybody, including me, should read The Delectable Negro. That's a book I've heard so much about until date. I still haven't started. I definitely will be reading that book. Human consumption and homoeroticism within US slave culture by Vincent Woodard, because we need an explanation for this. Some say this is art imitating life. Makes you wonder where the inspiration came for this art. It's a well-known historical fact that enslavers feasted on the bodies of those they enslaved. Epigenetics much. If there was an alternate universe where slavery was still legal, many Oyibo people, I'm guessing this person is Nigerian, right? Oyibo in Nigeria means white. But then depending on the context, it could also mean like a light-skinned person, light-skinned black person, right? But in this context here, this person meant white person. So if there was an alternate universe where slavery was still okay, still legal, rather, sorry, many white people would sell their all to purchase a time machine to transport themselves there. If you go back and you look at the picture slide I put up, right, you would see that in the pictures these folks are smiling, they are reaching out like this thing is normal, and it's just them folks there. They are holding their cameras up, taking pictures. What is the obsession really with folks making chocolates in the form of a person, taking the form of a person, taking the color of black people? And it's not only them white folks that have weird chocolate cultures like this, right? There is this that the Arab people make. Who are the people who have products with racist names inspired by their history of slavery? Arabs.
I can't say on TikTok. It's gonna trigger people.
I found out about this particular candy a couple of years back, and they call this candy in the Arab world Ras El Abid. Basically translates to a head of a slave. You have the Arabs doing something like this, then you have them white folks doing this, and you have them doing this. Where is it? Like, this thing has my brain frying. It has my brain frying for real. That's messed up. And when you look into history in the past, them folks used to go unearth the mummies, and they cook them, they use them to make soups and do all sorts of things. They eat them, use them to make medicines, because they believe the mummies have like certain abilities to cure sickness and to make them strong and make them into like superhumans, and all of these like things that they believed, superpowers that they can get from consuming corpse, basically. They used to hunt black people and eat them back in the day. So it makes you wonder if that's what they want to do, but because they can't exactly really do it in real life, they're finding other forms to like compensate for that act, right? So Nikki Novet says that will haunt me. It will haunt me too.
But it makes no sense to me. That's just what they do. If you lived in South Africa, you'd be shocked. Every day is a struggle. It's just like what you just described happens all the time. And it sucks. And I don't like it. And I just stick to my own black people. I've got Zimbabwean friends, Nigerian friends. I just stick to my own people because that's what they do. They post pictures of us. They do crazy things. That's why we're voting for Julius Malema on the 29th of May. We want to kill the borders,
Mm.
no visa. Everybody come in, everybody go out. But I know I'm going a little bit off script, but I'm just saying, we family. We're one and the same. Me and you and everybody
Yeah.
else. It hurts me. And they confuse our anger for racism. I'm angry. I'm not racist. I'm just mad. But that's what they do. Yeah, they
But
just switch it around. Yeah. All right.
I have a question. I
What you
don't know
want to
if you
say?
have an opinion on this. Um,
Yeah.
they do this, but I often wonder why do they do it on why do they do it publicly? I mean, they do it privately, but then they have pictures and videos that they find a way to post online. In a way, is it to
Yes,
let
ma'am.
us know, like, what do you think that's about? Because they could have done this in private. Not saying it's okay for them to do it, but they are going to do what they want to do anyway. So, but why publicize it is something I cannot help but wonder.
I think, Evie, they do it publicly because they were never punished. We never punished them in South Africa. They were never punished in Europe, Australia, New Zealand. They were never punished. So that's why they feel like we're lower than dirt. They can do whatever, say whatever. You know, go to YouTube right now. Go watch the YouTube shorts. You can say nigger, you can say kafir, but you can never call a Jew a rat. So they feel emboldened because they've never been punished. That is the difference. They've never been punished. So they feel like, yeah, those black people are nothing. I can say whatever I want to say. I can do whatever I want. And when we tell them in South Africa, they're different. They're not the same everywhere they go, but they feel like they don't care. They just don't care because they're like, "What you gonna do?" That's the attitude. It's like, "What you gonna do?" At the end of the day, what you gonna do? And
Mm.
then when we fight them, like I'm an EFF member. I love President Julius Malema. I follow that party. I'm part of the party. So we do it. When we do it, they're like, "Oh, you're racist." Nah, I'm racist. So they feel like, Evie, like, what you gonna do? That's why they do what they do. Basically, it's that. What you gonna do?
Thank you very much, brother. I really appreciate you coming up and joining us for this conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank
I
you.
love you,
Thank you.
Evie. Please keep continuing. Keep doing what you're doing. I support you every day, all day. South Africa
Thank you.
loves you. All my friends, we watch you. We watch you. Like, really. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. I
No.
appreciate this support. Thank you very much. And thank you for your contribution as well. Africa is king. Now I'm going to bring up Anthony McPhail. McPhail. Please, I'm sorry if I pronounced that correctly. You let me know, Mr. Anthony. Hi. Good evening.
Hey, how you doing, Ivy? You doing fine?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?